Hey, good evening, Philippines. Has anyone had their cup of coffee yet? Had a little glitch there, so I thought I'd log back in and see if anyone is out there. Is anybody out there? Can anyone see me out there? Oh, I got this Ann here running on my screen. He knows I'm here. So let's see if anyone logs in this time. My connection was really poor. Hey, Guy. Hey, Hal Hyman. How are you? Nice to see you. How's it going? What are you having for dinner? What are you eating there? I hope something good. I don't know. I just made some homemade pizza for me and my son. We had pepperoni pizza. Oh, you're having tuna. Good for you, man. Tuna's a nice thing. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, like in the US, fresh tuna is really expensive. Most of the time we just get it in the can. But I know you guys have a lot of fresh tuna around here, right? So that should really be great. Yeah, that should be great. So yeah. So we're gonna I'm just hanging out. I redid my connection. My connection was kind of going down. So I'm glad I caught you. So just hanging around and having a little cup of Joe again, seeing what's going on. But today was a pretty good day. I mean, the weather was just great today. Really, really fantastic weather, And I think they just announced that the sulfur on the volcano has just come down. So I don't think that's a coincidence, that the sulfur went down and then the weather was great. I mean, I can tell from Hawaii that when you look up and you see kind of like it's overcast or like the clouds don't look really bright. They look kind of like, I don't know, dark a little bit or something. That's like the sulfur in them. And I can tell the weather's been affected for like 2 weeks. So seeing when I woke up and I saw the bright skies, I was like, whoa, finally some sunlight after those dark days. I was like, man, I hope this, and listen, we just hope for everybody, that this volcano kind of quiets down. I know they're still having the government and some of the local officials are having a little bit of a talk because, the local officials have to listen to the people and the people want to go home. And so let's just hope everything gets fixed real quick. So, there's no hard feelings with anybody, But, I know that the government volcano agency was saying that there's still things there may be a possibility. Even though the sulfur's gone down, they think there still may be a big possibility. So I guess that's why they're keeping people out still. But anyway, the weather was fantastic. Tomorrow is Thursday, and the weekend's coming up. I know that I've got to get out of vacation here and do something. I got to film something. I think I might go to the Mine Museum or something over in BGC. We have some guests coming over on Saturday. So I'm even thinking going to the Venice Canal Mall over there in BGC or going over to the you're done eating. Good for you. Good for you. And I'm thinking of going over to BGC for the Venice Canal. I haven't been to the little Venice Canal boats. And I had been to Italy, but I've never been to Venice. I should have went when my parents went. Did they? No, they went to Florence. They didn't go to Venice, but Florence would have been great. But anyway, I've been to Rome, but I've never been outside Rome. But I would love to go to BGC Venice Canal there, and it would be fun to go up and down with the boat a little bit. And I hear they have some great restaurants in the boatyard there, by the canal there in the mall. So I wanted to check that out. But I also wanted to check out Market up in BGC too. We haven't been there, so I wanted to check out and see what's going on up there in Market. But we have friends coming over, so I don't know what their plans are, or what that's at least on Saturday, I would think. And I don't know. I mean, we got to do something on Sunday. To me, Sunday is the best day to travel in the Philippines because no traffic. It's one of the best days out there. that you can go out there. So, maybe we'll go on Sunday someplace where the traffic isn't so bad and zip into BGC, maybe get something for breakfast or for lunch, because I see all these great restaurants and stuff. And I don't know, I just like to walk around, Oh, no. I'm lagging a little bit. I hope not. Sorry about that. Hope I'm not lagging that bad. Hal Hyman, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the connection's been okay, but I hope I'm not lagging that bad behind. But you know, yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope you had a great meal there. Hope you had a great meal with your tuna. And I have to start eating more tilapia. You wouldn't imagine how expensive. I think I mentioned that the other day. Seafood is in the U.S. It's so expensive. And here, though, you can get some decent prices on fish, on some fish anyway. So I hope you had a great tuna meal. In the U.S., we have something called a tuna melt, where we take the tuna fish and we put it on bread with cheese on top, and they call that a tuna melt. And we get those tuna melts like in places we call diners and like cheap restaurants. We get tuna melts, and you can also make it at home. I'm not a big tuna melt person, but my father and my mother, they take the piece of bread and they put the fish on top, the tuna fish, I should say, that's kind of like cut up, and they'll put the cheese on top and make a little kind of sandwich, or we call that an open face sandwich. You don't eat it with the bread on top. And so that's what a tuna melt is. But besides that, I'm looking like, to go to BGC and just see some of the great restaurants they got going on there and just walk around. We got to Aura, and it was always at night, and we never got there early enough, and we're going to have to leave, early on Sunday and kind of go around. Yeah, canned tuna fish, right? Yeah. So that's mainly what we eat in the U.S. is canned tuna fish. Now, if you go to a restaurant, you can get the real deal, but you get tuna steaks. We call them tuna steaks, but you got to be careful with tuna when you get it in the tuna steak, because some of it carries bacteria. And we knew oh no, my brother was going to get that for his wedding, but his wife was like, you got to be careful of the bacteria. Sometimes in tuna, like when you get it from the fish itself, when you eat the whole fish, you can get like this weird bacteria or something like that. So anyway, the tuna fish is fine. But I knew a girl once, right, that I met in Hawaii, who got sick off of eating too much tuna fish out of the can. Because they got too much. She thought she did. She got too much mercury from the tuna, because tuna eat all the other small fish. So I don't know how true that is or not, but all I know is I need a cup of Joe. Yeah. So I don't know, but I know you got like tilapia is good and things like that. But so it would be great to go out there, and we haven't been able to walk through Bonifacio City there and take kind of a hike through it and film it. I know a lot of vloggers have, but we're so close and we haven't done it yet. Now, what I want to do is go back to Makati. I love Makati, and kind of revisit Makati and say, I'm back, and kind of check out Makati again. But that would be pretty cool. I like Makati a lot. But the one restaurant there it's still there, but they moved it, was a Hard Rock Cafe. They moved it into a different mall or something like that. And so, it didn't look the same. I looked up on the internet, but when we went, you would love this, Hal Haman. Yeah, Hal Haman, you would love this. When I went to the first Hard Rock Cafe when I came here 10 years ago, they had a buffet, a Filipino buffet in Hard Rock Cafe. And all the Filipinos would go there for lunch and stack up their plate like this high. And it was really good food. And Yeah, we took her friends from work there from Metro Bank, the Metro Bankers, and they went crazy. It was just really good food. But the new owner of Hard Rock, they don't have the buffet anymore that I know of, and it looked a little expensive. But I mean, we also like I bought my wife a Hard Rock cafe jacket and everything, well, on sale because no one was buying the stuff. I had a really good time at Hard Rock. I really loved that place when it was there, and the guy, I knew that the one waiter was really, really super nice, and I really liked him. And if I had a business, I would have hired the guy. I thought the guy was just a great worker. But it's they moved it and somebody else set up shop, and it's not the same place. But I don't know. Maybe we'll go check that place out, and see what's going on there. But the one place I did love in McCady was what was that? California Pizza Kitchen. It was okay. But I remember all these places because I took my wife there when I first met her, and we went to some of these restaurants at the mall and stuff like that. But if you check out our video, we just put a video up today where we went to Mega Mall, and I just love Mega Mall. I just really like it. I just like the way that the people are and the guards are and the stores are. I just love it. I just love that mall. And so I want to go back there and check it out. And the one place that I love in Mega Mall that I haven't found in the other restaurants is Kenny Rogers. I love Kenny Rogers restaurant in the Philippines. It's one of my favorite places to go to eat. And we haven't been there. And we passed it up. We went to Mega Mall. And we walked right past it because we had to go to, what was it, to the passport agency. But we should have tried it on the way back, but we were just so tired. But oh yeah, you eat so much pizza when it's your grandma's birthday, or tuna, I mean, or so many restaurants. But I mean, like, I want to go to Kenny Rogers, man. I want to go there so badly. And in the U.S., no one has heard of Kenny Rogers restaurants. No one knows who he is. They know who he is, but they don't know he has like all these restaurants in the Philippines or anything like that. So it's really amazing when you come here, and I just love they have the corn, the fresh corn with the rotisserie chicken. I just love Kenny Rogers restaurant, and I know there's some in McCady, but I just can't wait to get back there, and I just think it's just a great cheap restaurant, that you can go to and get some decent food instead of like fast food or like fried chicken. It's rotisserie. So I don't know. I had a great time when I went to Kenny Rogers. I wish they had him in the U.S. We don't have anything like, well, we kind of do, but I don't think the quality is as good as here as Kenny Rogers. But I just I need to go back. I need my Kenny Rogers, and so I can wear my hat here, and talk like the gambler. Know when to fold 'em, know when to hold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You gotta count your money. You're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. I just love that song, man. Excuse me. So I'd love to go into that restaurant vlogging, singing the gambler. That would be hilarious. But we're gonna head out to Kenny Rogers and check that place out. I want to do a review of Kenny Rogers because I don't think many Americans. I know Filipinos know Kenny Rogers. I don't know if many young people go to Kenny Rogers, but I just know everyone goes to Jollibee. I just know it, man. Jollibee is like crazy crowded, man. Filipinos, it's like they worship Jollibee. And listen, I like Jollibee too, but it's kind of ridiculous. You go there and there's like lines and lines and lines. And I'm just like, dude, I can't take that. I need a space. But I tell you what, we went to Mega Mall And the one restaurant that was filled was Panda Express. Panda Express was jammed, and they had like a little gate, like you're going, like a little like thing, that keep you from getting inside. And they had like a waiting line. And I was like, Panda Express with a waiting line? I was like, dude, that's crazy. I go, I don't know if I can handle a waiting line for Panda Express, but we kind of got to get a cup of Joe to finish up. But I was amazed that the Panda Express was just so filled and so crowded. I was like, I hope it's better than the U.S. I was like, I hope they're not eating U.S. fast food, because it's especially here, you're right next to China. I'm sure you can get some good fast food. And I know that one of the vloggers went into Chinatown, and that would be another place to go that I don't see too many people going, is into Chinatown and going into one of the first Chinese restaurants in there and, getting one of those meals, because that would be fantastic, man. So we really have to, sort of go in. We got so much to explore here in Manila. And what's amazing to me, and I know if any, I'm going to get a lot of bad feedback on this. There's so many people who don't want to live in Manila. The traffic, the crowds. I go, hey, listen, it's just like living in New York, or, you got great things. You got great stuff happening here, and I don't know why more foreigners don't want to live in Manila. I mean, it's just a great place. I just love Manila. They've gone to into Mindanao, into Cebu. And that's fine. Hey, power to them. God bless them. I just love Manila. I'm a Manila guy, and I'm going to be a Manila vlogger. I know we got some other vloggers here, 3 or 4 of them. But what's really amazing is they tend to be more European vloggers. Most Americans, they're out in the wilderness because the Europeans are used to it. They know that the city, or the capital city, is where everything is. Americans want to run away from the city. I don't quite get that. I know the traffic is a little rough to deal with and things like that, but you get everything that comes with it. You get everything. You get the food, you get the airport, you get the restaurants, you get everything, man. And great medical care too. So I come on down to Manila. Come on down. My wife said she was reading on some of these expat blogs that people are like, Manila, stay away. They were afraid of going to Manila airport. I'm like, come on, guys. I'm like, come on. You wouldn't fly to be afraid of New York airport, JFK or anything, would you? It's kind of like they have this fear factor of Manila. I don't personally. I mean, I understand some of it, but it seems to be blown out of proportion. Kind of like a little crazy ideas about Manila. I mean, I can understand living in the province and living in Cebu and things like that, where it's not as crowded and things like that. But to me, I just love the city. I love what's around here, and the price you pay is, it's crowded. And that's what you get. But you get everything else that comes with it. And some people out in the province, they're paying like 25,000, 30,000 pesos, or like $600, the same price they would pay in Manila. And I'm like, why would you pay all that money in the province when you could have one, a great, like we are here? We're paying $600 for this really great condo here. Why wouldn't you want to do that or move around? I mean, I could see moving around, going down to Cebu, coming up to Manila for half a year, going back and forth. But, but what's interesting is, I guess there are some Australians and Brits down in Mindanao, up and down in Cebu there. But I mean, I just really like being in the city, especially as I get older too. I mean, I got great medical care here too, but I love the vibe. I love the people. I like that I can get stuff. I mean, when I lived in Hawaii, I mean, you couldn't get stuff. I mean, things were not there. Now, we never ran out of McDonald's French fries. And I heard someone saying down in Dumaguete that Jollibee's was running out of French fries. No, I mean, in Hawaii, we never ran out of French fries. Okay. And, but you got tired of waiting for things, and everything was like, the pace was very slow and no action, and never got to see new people and things like that in Hawaii because it's an island. But when you tried to order things or even the medical care, it was terrible. I mean, it was pretty bad. So I mean, like when you're in the city, man, you get anything you want. It's you got to wait. You got some crowds, but you got everything you need. So I hope people don't not go to Manila because they're afraid of the crowds or something like that. And the crime thing, they're afraid of crime. I think it's a little overrated. I've never really felt afraid in the Philippines or Manila or anything like that. I mean, I don't go walking around at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I stay in safe areas. But I mean, I've never felt, no one's ever robbed me or anything. It's not like I hung my bag out though and said, take it, But I mean, I'm cautious, just like you would be in New York City. This is what gets me. People that go to New York City, you should know better. You keep your wallet in your front pocket. You keep everything in front of you. You watch what you're doing. You look around. You notice people. You really shouldn't have any problem. There's Halman. He's back. You're back. Woo! So, I mean, so I hope more people come up to Manila, and check it out. I know a lot of vloggers and retirees are down in Mindanao, down in Cebu. And like I said, hey, that's fine, but what I find interesting is they start to complain. You made it on time. You sure did. You get these foreigners, and they live out in the province or even Cebu, and then they begin to complain that they can't get things. Well, that's what's going to happen. If you lived in America and you lived in the middle of nowhere in a province, you couldn't get things either. So I just find it, that their thinking is, they don't understand. You got to be in a city. You got to be close to the action to get everything that you need, especially medical care. And they were complaining about some of the medical care and outside of Manila or Cebu. I was like, dude, if you go in some places in America that, in the middle of nowhere, like far away from the cities, the medical care is not going to be great either. I mean, it's going to be decent, but it's not going to be great. And in the Philippines, they don't really have money for these province hospitals that are way, way out there. Some of the larger, I guess like Davao and stuff, they have bigger hospitals and things like that. But, it's just like if you're in the province in America, hey, if you go into the city, you're going to get better medical care. So I don't know. To me, I just don't get it. I mean, why are you living there if you want medical? If move to Manila, come to Manila. There's plenty of space here, and you're paying the same price. So I mean, I don't know. I'm a Manila pusher. I'm pushing Manila. I know I'm going to get a lot of people that are going to go against me on this, but I just think it's a great city and a great place, and I think someone needs to stick up for Manila. I think there's too many Manila bashers out there. I'm sticking up for Manila. Of course, I'm biased because my wife is Tagalog from Manila, but I got to stick up for Manila. I think it's getting a bum rap in Asia and also with some of the vloggers. I think Manila is a pretty damn cool place. I really do. And I think it's only gotten better. I mean, I haven't been here in 10 years. And 10 years ago, the streets and everything, they were a little dirty and, crowded worse. Hey man, I'm driving around in the grab cars and stuff or whatever. The streets look so clean in Manila. And they cleared out the sides of the streets. There used to be vendors or, unfortunately, a lot of squatters and stuff and homeless. Now they've cleaned a lot of that out. And I think Manila looks the best it's looked at in a long time. So, I mean, I hope people come and they appreciate, Manila looks really, really good. They're doing a lot of stuff up here, and they're doing everything in the Philippines. I know they got orders from around the provinces and all over the place to clean up the streets and clean up the areas. And, I think that's what's attracting people. But what attracts people too are the Filipino people. And, I see some of these vloggers saying they're going to go to Vietnam, they're going to go other places. And I'm like, hey, that's okay, go. Maybe you'll get a better cup of Joe out there. Maybe you'll get a better cup of coffee, but you're not going to meet better people. You're not, the Filipino people are the ones that really make people feel great. And of course, there's problems, with paperwork and visas and things like that. But what really makes people, love the Philippines is the Filipino people. And, they think they can leave the Philippines and go to another place. It's not the same. And I think I said this last time. They're going to miss the Philippines. Maybe they're not going to miss the roads or the hospitals so much, or they complain about the internet or something like that. But they're going to miss the people, and they'll be coming back. Don't worry. But, they have a point. We could get a little better internet in some places and things like that. But I'll be honest with you. When I came here 10 years ago, the internet was really bad. Right now in BGC, I'm streaming 60 up and down. And I know I had a little bit of trouble. Hal Hyman here is keeping me honest. He's always checking my stream. But the other day, I was so proud of myself because I got a new router that I shipped in from the U.S. with my Bellic Bion boxes. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to be number one vlogger. Yeah. And Hal Hyman was like, no, it sucks. I was like, no. It's always like that. When you think you're on top of the world, that's when it caves in. And I was like, yeah, man, I got the router, man. I got the router. And it was like, no. And so I think it was my computer. I got this nice Chromebook, this Pixel book, but like when I used the UBC USB-C adapter, not UBC, the band, but USB adapter, somehow it messes up the Wi-Fi or something like that. But it seems to be working really great now, and I hope you can see my beautiful face, man. Yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys can see me out there. The connection is pretty good and is all right. But, I just love the Philippines. I love Manila. And, wherever you live, there are going to be problems and things aren't going to be perfect and things like that. But what makes the difference is the people. And you couldn't get better people than the Filipinos. And that's the God's honest truth. And so, when they leave the Philippines, they're going to know it. They're not going to be as happy as they are here. And who cares about the internet? Who cares about the roads? We care about those things, but it's really the people that make you happy. And so, we want the roads to be better. We want the internet to be better, of course, but it's really the people that we value the most. And if they go into other Asian countries, you're not going to get the same smiles. You're not, and they don't speak English. You're just not going to get that. It's just not going to happen. And so I wish them well, these vloggers that leave, but I'm sure they'll be back. I'm sure they'll be back. There's a lot of people in Thailand and especially, but I heard Thailand, people aren't so happy there anymore. People are really trying Vietnam and Cambodia, but they're not going to be the same as the Philippines. The Philippines has this very unique Asian, Spanish, American culture that, you just love, and it's not a perfect culture, but we love it. And we love the Filipino people. And so I hope that the vloggers have a little more patience and they understand that, I was telling my wife, the roads in the U.S., they're terrible. Everyone thinks the U.S. is number one. Let me tell you something. The roads in the U.S. are awful, bad. Okay. They haven't built any new roads in the U.S. since I've been a kid in the 70s. Hi, MBM. How are you? Nice to see you. And I was like telling everyone, like the roads in the U.S., like some vloggers are complaining about Filipino roads. I was like, dude, there's some roads in the U.S. that are really bad. And, the U.S. Infrastructure is terrible too. It's terrible. Like the subway in New York. Oh, jeez. Well, we went into, what did we do that time? we took the subway in because you can't get, well, you can take a bus in, but we didn't take the bus. We went on the train. And the subway goes under the Hoboken River. It goes like this, under the river and comes back up. And you're underground, okay? I think it's underground. I don't think it goes through the water. But in any event, we went through, this is the subway going from New Jersey to New York, and it's like creaking. It's like, and then it stopped. It went, and the lights are flickering, like flicker, 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 flicker. And I was like, dude, don't tell me we're going to be stuck here. And then it finally goes, it starts creeping along. And I'm like, man, can someone fix this subway? I mean, that was a little scary, Your nose bleeding again. And so, I don't want to hear these people saying the U.S. has great, they're not complaining about the U.S. infrastructure. China probably has the best infrastructure right now. Europe has pretty good infrastructure, but China, they just built everything new. Japan is pretty good, but the U.S., awful. So I just find it funny that a lot of these U.S. vloggers come in here and they're complaining about Filipino infrastructure. I'm like, dude, take a look at your own infrastructure. It's terrible. I mean, it's awful. I mean, Newark Airport, man, it's so bad. And even some of the other airports are like 50 years old, 60 years old. And they're like criticizing the Philippines. I'm like, get out of here. I mean, you guys, I mean, it's fair to criticize, but I'm like, you think I hear them say, oh, the U.S. is great. No. Infrastructure in the U.S. is terrible. Absolutely terrible. As far as traffic, L.A. and New York, they're worse than Manila, or just as bad. Okay. So anyway, that's just kind of my 2 cents. I had to get that out, out of my system here. These people complaining and stuff, hey, whatever, but we'll see. I'm sure they'll be back because, it's hard to live in other parts of Asia, especially if you're an American. The language barrier and the culture barrier. I mean, I lived in Hawaii and it has a big Asian influence. And the Filipinos are the happiest people in Hawaii. I mean, they're the easiest to get along with as far as all the Asians, in my opinion, So, I mean, as far as culture and understanding and laughing and stuff like that. So, good luck to them. You know how that goes. I'm sure they'll come back eventually or whatever they're going to do. But, that's how it is. It's not easy, living abroad. Like I said, I've traveled a lot and lived the places. I can tolerate things for a long time, and, like in the Philippines, it feels, the culture feels somewhat American. It's Filipino, but you have a lot of American culture kind of built into the Philippines a little bit. So it's not like a foreign place, really. Not really. It's not like living like in a completely foreign country like Japan, Korea, China, something like that. I mean, the Philippines it feels like a little bit of home, or a little bit, you feel comfortable here and the people appreciate you. In other Asian countries, they're not going to really appreciate, you're around really. So anyway, I'm enjoying my time here, having a great time so far. Like I said, we're going to be headed to BGC this weekend. Want to go to the Mine Museum, check out some restaurants, want to go to market, head out there. Who can say market like 10 times? Market. We got to go out to market and check that out. That might be a Sunday opportunity and see what's going around there and what's hanging out and things like that. But, like I said, today was a great weather day. Just felt great here in Manila. Just the weather was great. And I hope that's really a good sign of things to come, that they said the sulfur is going down in the air. I said that earlier. So hopefully the volcano is going down and everyone can go back to their places and everything go back to normal. And I'm just hoping for that because, man, I really feel for the people, that are around the volcano. But the weather is also so bad when volcanoes are up. So I really, God bless the people, and I hope everything works out and the weather gets better and everything is really great, because man, you don't want that weather with the hot season, the summer season coming. Oh man, that sulfur dioxide will just hang in the air and make everything more miserable. Be like super smog, So, God willing, I hope everything is going back. They said that the volcano is simmering down a little bit, and I really hope that everyone could get home and clean up and save those plants. I know they save the animals, but what about the plants? These farmers, man, they're going to lose all their crops, and that's why they want to go back. So I hope they can go back as soon as possible and save their crops and their houses and all those things down there. And I was looking, I don't know if I mentioned it last night, but I was looking at all the evacuation centers, and they're pretty close to the volcano. I mean, they're not too far away. And I was like, man, that's a lot of evacuation centers near the volcano. I mean, they're not, I guess, in the danger zone, but they're not that far away. Because I was thinking of maybe taking a trip down there and saying, going to, saying hi, or going down the evacuation center, dropping some donations off, or some water or something like that, and saying hi. But they're pretty far down there. I mean, they're pretty near the volcano. So, like I said, I might just go. I have to look that up. I might have to go to the Red Cross in Manila or something. Maybe we can do that. Maybe there's something in BGC I can drop off a donation or something like that. I might just, make a donation online. I don't know. Maybe you can do something like in the payment centers here, give like $20, $30 to the Red Cross of Manila or something like that. Help these people out, because as time goes on and on and on, I don't know. I think the president just ordered, we. I think the government just ordered a lot more money, to help the people out, down there. But I know Hal Hyman, he just had his dinner, so he's feeling pretty good. He just had his tuna down there. Me, I just had my pizza. I don't know if NBM is still there. NBM, did you have your dinner yet? What did you have for dinner? I don't know if NBM is still here or not, but we're going to try to find out what he had for dinner. But I know I'm just kind of finishing up my cup of joe like that. Hey, it's Angelica. How are you, Angelica? How you doing? Good to see you. So happy to see you again. It's too bad that with YouTube, you can't do live video chats, where you can see the people. I guess it would clog up their system. But, when I used to teach online, you can always see your students, their faces and stuff. So you can kind of make more contact. So I can only do like a one way, like, hi, Angelica, and hi, Hal Hyman. I can't really I can't really get any feedback, but I'm so glad to see Angelica again, and Hal Hyman, and NBM, and I'm sure there's a few people out there hiding in the background. So I am so glad and grateful that you took your time to say hello, and with your evening, and you're just kind of hanging out and kicking back. I don't know if you know that U.S. expression, kicking back. You're kind of just kicking back, kind of going on your heels and just kind of cruising. So that's what I guess we're kind of doing here. I chose this purple background. I thought it'd be better than the white wall, which it is, but now that I'm looking at it, it's not very, very impressive. I don't know. I gotta go out and really get a decent background. Maybe get the Filipino flag or something like that for the background. Make a nice background. This just ain't cutting it. It's getting on my nerves. So I'm gonna have to go out there and do something like that. But like I said, gonna head out this weekend. Hopefully the weather will be okay. Will not be too hot, or be okay out there. And we go out and buy some, buy little items. We still, we got to conserve some money, but buy some small stuff, and also check out Market up in BGC and see what they have for sale there, and see what that's all about up there, because we passed it, I think, this time, but I never got to go in and check out the rest of BGC. So I'm wondering what the weather is supposed to be here. Let me check this out. BGC weather. Let's see. Oh no, it's supposed to rain. Uh-oh. I better change my plans. I mean, I guess you can go inside the mall, but it is going to be hot, and it looks like it's going to be like 90 degrees on Sunday, which is not that bad, I guess. But we're gonna have to hang out in the mall and in the AC, which is all the Filipinos. Everyone will be inside in the AC, especially if it's raining. So going to be a little crowded. So, and then we'll have to see what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. I really wanted to get out of my condo. I've been kind of hanging out here, waiting for the ash to die down and the sulfur gas. And now that it's died down, it's going to rain. But hey, at least the rain will be good, because it'll dampen the ash, keep the ash from blowing around, and that kind of thing. So at least it'll be good for the weather, and of course for the crops and for the animals and things like that. But I wasn't really hoping for that. But it looks like partly cloudy and then all rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So our guests that come by, we said, come on down. It's going to be great. You can go swimming into the sun. It's going to be wonderful. And I'm sure she's not going to be too happy, her and her family, because it's like cloudy and no pool. I mean, unless they open it up. So I don't know. We might have to take them to the mall, or else they're going to get pretty angry at us. Angry. Yeah. And I'll be running out the door. When you have angry guests, man. Hey, I'll see you guys later. So I don't know. We'll have to take him out somewhere, I guess, or order some takeout. Now, what I did the other day, I don't know how many people. I got this from my son. I ordered the Lion King online, the new animal version, where it makes it look like animals or something like that. It was okay. But, it was really violent. I was like, for Disney movie, it was really violent. I don't know. You guys, I'm assuming, are much younger than me. I'm used to like Bambi and Cinderella, man, where there's hardly any violence at all. This Lion King, a lot of blood and lions. And I know a lot of you are like, yeah, well, it says lions. I know. But, geez, did I have to? Yeah, it's kind of violent. It's okay. It's a good movie, but, a little violent, in my opinion, especially for little kids. But it was all right. And so we got that video. I'm looking. I think I'm going to have to rent. I'm saying that because I'm probably going to have to rent another video for the guests that come in. But the other, maybe we can just watch Jeepney TV. I mean, I really love Jeepney TV. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, you don't speak Tagalog. I know. But you know what? I can pick up what's going on. And I especially love the throwback shows. But the other station I really like is Cinemo. I love the old, as I'm trying to kill an ant here on my screen. Kill the ant. No, break my screen. Crack. But I really love Cinemo. Is that how you say it? Cinemo. I love those old action movies. And then some of those old actors from Eat Bulaga. Was it Joey DeLeon and Vic Sotto? They got these comedies from like the 80s. They're hilarious. They're just so hilarious. I was watching one where they're working in a hospital. I was just cracking up, because a lot of it is action humor. It's like they're doing gag stunts. So I don't have to know the language that much. It was just hilarious. It was Vic Sotto, his brother, and Joey DeLeon. It was like, Eat Bulaga comedy hour. It was really pretty funny. I just really laughed my tail off on that one. So, maybe they can watch that if my guests come on the weekend. Maybe there'll be a funny comedy show, but we'll have to see. We'll see. I was hoping they could go swimming or use the basketball court or something like that. So, but Filipinos are pretty adaptable. They're pretty tough. So I know they'll be here to meet us, and we'll have to get some takeout or, I don't know, have some food made here. But it should be quite fun. Now, I haven't mentioned that we haven't seen this guest of ours. Her name's not Madeline. What the heck's her name again? I forget. But we haven't. Yeah, it's been 10 years. Marlon. Her name is Marlon. We haven't seen her in 12 years. 12 years. And she really helped us out when we got married. She helped Priscilla get her wedding dress and helped with the cards, like stuffing all the cards and the gifts and everything. We could not have gotten that wedding done. We got that wedding planned in 3 months. In 3 months. And that was, and we had a pretty big wedding. I mean, they did all this work. I know my wife was going crazy. And me, I was going crazy because I was shipping money to pay for the wedding, but they were going crazy here because, the heat and the traffic. They were, and I'm like, heart attack, because I'm like running out of money, So it was a pretty funny thing. And then I should really do a video on that. I got really sick before the wedding, and this was 10 years ago. I was working at a school, and I came back, and I just felt really, like I had the flu. And then I woke up, right? And I had hives. I had red dots over my whole body. And I was like, ah! And the funny part was, I'm laughing so hard. I went to see the doctor, and they thought I might have typhus, which is kind of a tropical disease from rats and mice and fleas and stuff in Hawaii. And then they said, your liver is so swollen, you can't go. And I called my wife up and I said, Priscilla, I don't know if I can go. And she was like this. She said, just tell me if you don't love me. Don't just tell me. And I'm talking to her on the phone, and she's like, and I'm like, oh my, I'm ready to pass out from, the drugs, the medication. I'm not feeling good. It was pretty hilarious now I think about it. But guess what it turned out to be? It turned out to be mononucleosis. Mono, I know, that's called the kissing disease. And I think I got it from my wife when I met her the first time in the Philippines. I think I got mono from her. And then I almost didn't make it back for the wedding. And when I came for the wedding, the doctor told me no drinking. And so I came here. I couldn't even drink for my own wedding. They're sitting there with champagne. Hey, Dave, you want to drink? I'm like, oh, no. But the important part was I got there. I got the wedding done. But it was quite the experience, But thank God everything healed up. I did well. My liver was fine. Everything, the mono went away and everything like that. But what a funny experience, Really, really kind of hilarious if you're not going through it. But thank God we had this whole wedding. I met her in March. We got married in June. And so that gave them like April, May, June, gave them 3 months to get the wedding going. And I was the prisoner of Makati because I couldn't leave the hotel room because I was sick. Oh, it was so hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious now, but it was kind of like a Joey De Leon, Vic Sotto movie. It didn't seem like it at the time. But in any event, it's around 10:30, guys. I am really going to take a nap. I'm going to, because I've been staying up late. I'm going to go to bed here and kind of relax and take a nap. I'm still recovering from my long American football watching from the weekend, which I won't have to do anymore. Just one game left, but I'm going to take it easy, take a nap, and kick back and have one more cup of Joe. So thank you so much, NBM and Angelica and Hal Hyman. Thank you so much for showing up. I wish I could see your guys' faces so I can see your beautiful smiling faces, but I can't. So you'll have to just look at mine. All right, guys. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.